Let us look at the next section, students. This section contains 4 matrix match the column type questions. So entries given in list 1 have to be matched with entries given in list 2, and 4 options have been given to us related to these matches, and we have to select the correct option depicting those matches. So let us look at question number 33 now. So in the first list we have been given some compounds, and in the second list we have been given some properties related to these compounds. So let's start with the list 1 first. So we have CO. If you look at the entries given in list 2 now, students, so CO has sp mixing, so 1 will be a match. If you talk about the magnetic nature, so CO is isoelectronic to N2, it has 14 electrons, it has a bond order equal to 3, and it is diamagnetic. So 2 will be a match, and 3 will also be a match. If you talk about option 4 now, electron pair in bonding pi orbitals is less than equal to 3. So the fourth option will be matched with every option, students, as all of these compounds are diatomic and belong to the second period. So fourth will be matched with every option. If you talk about the fifth option now, paramagnetic, it is diamagnetic and it will not be a match. If you talk about the last option, 2 pi bonds, this will also be a match, students. The bond order is equal to 3 in this case. So the sixth option will also be a match. So the correct matching with option P is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 6. We can clearly see that this is given in the D option. Let us check the other options now. So in the Q option we have N2 minus. So N2 minus will have a bond order equal to 2.5. Okay. So there will be sp mixing in this case. It will be paramagnetic. So 2 will not be a match while 5 will be a match. If you talk about third option, it will also be a match. The fourth option will be matched with every option. And if you talk about the last one, the sixth option, it does not have 2 pi bonds, it has 1.5 pi bonds. So the correct matching with option Q is 1, 3, 4 and 5. If you talk about the R option now, C2. So in C2 we have sp mixing. C2 is diamagnetic. C2 has a bond order equal to 2. So 3 will also be a match. 4 will be matched with every option. C2 is diamagnetic, it is not paramagnetic. If you talk about the sixth option now, which is the number of pi bonds, it has a bond order equal to 2 and both of these bonds are the pi bonds. So 6 will be a match with R. If you look at the S option now, we have F2. So F2 has a bond order equal to 1. It does not have sp mixing, 1 will not be a match. It is diamagnetic, 2 will be a match. Bond order is not more than 2 or equal to 2. So 3 will not be a match. 4 will be a match with every option. If we talk about the fifth option, it is diamagnetic. So the paramagnetic option will not be a match. And if we talk about the sixth option now, that it has 2 pi bonds, its bond order equal to 1. So it has only 1 sigma bond. So this is the correct match. We'd already seen that it is given correctly in option D. So the correct answer to question number 33 is option D. Let us look at the next question now. Question number 34. So we have been given some compound in list 1 and we have been given some properties in list 2. So we have to match entries given in list 1 with entries given in list 2. If you talk about the P option, we have ethanol. Ethanol is not more acidic than H2O, it will not be a match. Ethanol does not react with NaHCO3, it is also not a match. Conjugate base is resonance stabilized. The conjugate base of ethanol is not resonance stabilized, it will also not be a match. It is more basic than H2O, this is correct, students. Because of the induction effect of ethyl group, the ethanol will be more basic than H2O. So 4 will be a match, and ethanol also reacts with Na to form ETO, Na and H2 is liberated. So 4 and 5 will be matched with the P option. If you talk about ethylamine, ethylamine is not more acidic than H2O, 1 will not be a match. Ethylamine does not react with sodium bicarbonate, this is also not a match. There is no resonance stabilization of the conjugate base, so 3 is also not a match. It is more basic than H2O, this is correct, students. Ammonia is basic than H2O, so ethylamine will also be more basic than H2O. It reacts with Na to liberate hydrogen gas and forms the amide. So this is also a match. If you talk about the R option now, we have phenol. Phenol is more acidic than H2O. Phenol does not react with NaHCO3. Phenol has a conjugate base which is resonance stabilized. Phenol is not more basic than H2O, and phenol reacts with Na to form the phenoxide ion and liberates dihydrogen gas. So 1, 3 and 5 will be matched with R. If you talk about the S option, it is squaric acid. So it is more acidic than H2O. It reacts with sodium bicarbonate to liberate CO2. The conjugate base is resonance stabilized. It is not more basic than H2O and it reacts with Na. So students, this is the correct match for question number 34 and it is given correctly in the C option. So students, for this question we have to mark the correct answer as option C. Let us look at the next question. Question number 35. We have been given some compounds in list 1 and we have been given the Van 't Hoff factor according to the degree of dissociation in the second list. So we have to match entries in list 1 and list 2. If you talk about AlCl3, it is going to have an I value equal to 1 plus 3 alpha. So if the value of alpha is 100%, the value of I comes out to be equal to 4. So 1 will be a match in this case. If you talk about the value of alpha is 30%, so alpha is 0.3. So 3 will also be a match, students. If you talk about alpha is 90%, which is 0.9, so it will be equal to 3.7. So it is not a match. So we have 1 and 3 as the correct match to option P. If you talk about the K4FeCN6 now, so the K4FeCN6 furnishes 5 ions in solutions. So its I value is going to be equal to 1 plus 4 alpha. If the value of alpha is 1, we can have the value of I equal to 5. So 2 will be a match. None other option will be matched with this. If you talk about the third option now, Na3PO4. So Na3PO4 furnishes 4 ions in solution. The I value will be given by 1 plus 3 alpha. It is the same as the P option and it is going to have matching same as option P. So 1 and 3 will be matched with option R. And if you talk about the last option, BaCl2. So BaCl2 furnishes 3 ions in solutions. So its I value is going to be equal to 1 plus twice of alpha. When alpha is 1, the value of I will be equal to 3. And if you talk about the value of alpha as 90%, the value is going to be equal to 2.8. So 4 will also be a match in this case. And if you talk about alpha being 0.3, the I value will come out to be equal to 1.6. So the third option will not be a match. So students, this is the correct matching for question number 35 and it is given correctly in the B option. Let us look at the next question now. Question number 36. We have been given some cells in the list 1 and we have been given some reactions or cells in list 2 as well. We have to match the entries given in list 1 to entries given in list 2. So if you talk about the P option, concentration cell, we can clearly see that the concentration cell is represented in option 4 only. So P will be matched with only 4. If you talk about the Q option, which says that the electrode is reversible with respect to anion, so we can clearly see that the electrode reversibility with respect to anion is present in the third electrode and the fifth electrode, which contain the sparingly soluble salts of the given anion. So Q option will be matched with 3 and 5. If you talk about the quinhydron electrode, it is the first electrode which is given to us. And if you talk about the redox reaction, all of these representations include a form of redox reaction. So S will be matched with 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So if you look at the options given to us, we can clearly see that we have to mark the correct answer to this question as option A. This is it for today, guys. I hope the solutions were clear to you. Thank you.